Everyone, it's Sylas, and this is the League of Legends patch preview for 14.22. More just off-season stuff that doesn't really have a whole lot of purpose, but we'll go into it because, again, Season 15, so close around the corner, and it just does not seem like a lot of the changes are sizable. And today's video sponsor is, once again, Opera GX. You guys have known that I've been using Opera for several years now. In fact, when I first found it, I just really fell in love with the browser. But now there's some new stuff because Opera GX has just recently partnered with Riot to integrate a lot of Riot features into the browser and just make the experience overall a lot better. Now there's going to be something which is going to be called the Riot Corner, and this is just going to help the browser end up becoming the ultimate League of Legends esports event browser. They also have exclusive digital content and features like a co-streaming hub for all the live broadcasts, so you can find everyone who's co-streaming in one place, and you're able to even sort by languages. And then in addition to that, you're also able to look forward to actually earning in-game items as limited drops via using this browser and hub. These are the things that you would normally get on LoL Esports, but now it's going to be exclusive to Opera GX users only. In the Riot Corner, you can also explore interactive directory of all the tournament matches, including a Worlds 2024 calendar and display. By clicking on each day, you'll be able to see which teams are competing and when. In order to get to the Riot Corner, you can install one of the official League of Legends mods and gain automatic access to the Riot Corner, but if you use my link in the description, it will automatically come installed. If you don't have the mods, you can install one of the official League of Legends mods from the GX store and then navigate to the GX Corner and click on the banner that appears on top. The Riot mods aren't the only mods Opera GX has to offer. You can install other mods like background music, keyboard sounds, opening and closing tab sounds, theme and colors of the browser, wallpaper. You can visit the GX store to see all of the mods available and explore and even create more. Once you get to Opera GX, you can easily transfer all of your data using the quick import tool, and so this will allow you to navigate things that if you were using Chrome or other browsers right into Opera. You just have to click the gear icon for browser settings, synchronization, import bookmarks and settings, import, and then click on the import that you want. And just like that, all your settings have been imported. Again, I've been using Opera for several years. I think that it's the best browser. It has the best navigation. It has just everything that you could possibly want because of all the customization features. Yeah, I mean, if Opera GX interests you, you can use my link to download Opera GX today, and you genuinely should. Blitzcrank EAD ratio total is going up by 0.2, so I mean, for you know, funny Blitzcrank builds, I guess this is a buff, but realistically, this is just him doing a little bit more damage, but extremely negligible. Briar passive, or base HP actually, is going to end up going up by 35 at rank 1, which is quite nice for Briar. I mean, yeah, there's nothing, you know. Is it going to change her in any way? No, absolutely not. So Fizz QAP ratio is going up by 0.10. W active AP ratio is going from 0.4 to 0.45. So here's the thing, Fizz, if you look at Fizz's balance patch history over, you know, several different patches, they yo-yo with what they decide that Fizz can and can't do. With other champions existing in mid lane and obviously a lot of Fizz's items getting hit indirectly, Fizz took a lot of damage in all of those regards. And so getting back a little bit of AP and stuff, I don't think it really changed anything, but yes, this is, I would say it's more of a massive buff than for most champions that would normally, you know, get buffs like of this caliber, where 0.10 doesn't actually seem that game breaking, but for Fizz it kind of is. Aurelia. Passive now refreshes on structures. Passive structure damage is going to go up from 0 to 50%. Doesn't really matter. Katarina ECD 14 to 18 to 12 to 8. RCD 90 to 45 to 75 to 45. So the R is completely placebo for, yeah, I mean, the R is totally placebo. The E cooldown going from 14 to 8 to 12 to 8 is actually really massive because I think that you don't actually start putting points into E until later, right? But the way the E refresh works and everything else, I mean, it's just a little bit weird, but I mean, Katarina buff's definitely very nice. Kayle, passive attack speed 6 plus 0.5% AP to 6 plus 1% AP. Max attack speed is 30%. Plus 2.5% AP to 30% plus 5% AP. So what this ends up doing is Kayle had Nashor's Tooth get hit, and then Kayle had other items get hit, like Death Cap. And so for AP variations of Kayle, this is it's restoring her to a previous strength, is what they're attempting to do, at least for her on-hit variants. But again, because of all of her indirect nerfs that she ended up receiving, it's just not super great. Rumble base HP going up by 30. So they're giving him more lane prowess. That's totally fine. Swain magic resistance is... So this was actually interesting because I got this apparently completely wrong. And I still... it was just last night I was looking at, what am I actually missing on the before Swain and the after Swain, that reading the changes, I ended up just completely inaccurately assessing what it was that was going on. But yeah, a lot of people are apparently not having very good success with Swain. So magic resistance is going to go up by 1, and then it's going to go up by 0.25 per level. Huge. Q damage is going to go from 60 to 180, so now you're rewarded by, getting it to max rank, but you're not really seeing any benefit in this until, you have 3 points in it, and even then, I think it's going to be quite negligible. For the wave clear, I believe that this actually does affect the wave clear, however, with some of his abilities, because I think currently some of his abilities, they leave some of the minions at, 10 or, 15 HP or something remaining, and so I do think that this actually plays into wave clear. E cooldown 14 to 10 to 12 to 10. That's obviously quite big. Now you get more E casts super early on inside the laning phase, whereas normally you don't start getting extra points into E until level 7 and so our heal AP ratio is going to go from 1.25 to 1.5. Super negligible, but whatever. Varus, W on hit damage, 5 to 25 to 8 to 28. Nice little buff for Varus, but again, all of his items have been hit. Vayne, R bonus AD, 25 to 55 to 35 to 65, negligible. Vel'Koz, E cooldown 16 to 12 to 14 to 12. R cooldown is going down by 20 seconds at rank 1. This is a very nice change for Vel'Koz, especially because, again, it helps out his wave clear. So with his wave clear getting helped out a little bit, I think no one's really going to complain about this. I'm sure Azap's going to be very happy. Passive shield, 12% max HP to 14% max HP. Very negligible. Again, I guess she does buy a lot of HP items. What this is going to end up doing is give Vi anywhere from 40 to 120 HP extra on her passive. So yeah, yeah. Wukong. Mana going up by 30. W cooldown is going down by 4 seconds at rank 1. Very nice for Wukong jungle. Okay, champion nerfs. Bonus RAD ratio for Aatrox is going to go from 20 to 45 to 20 to 40%. Anivia armor growth 4.9 to 4.5. And EAP ratio is going down by 0.5. One of the most confusing things always when a champion is just totally underpicked, even if it's strong, when Riot doesn't just opt to ignore them, rather they nerf them. And it's it just puts them even less likely to be able to come out, even though I do think that Anivia is quite strong. Corki AD growth going down by 0.5. Mana growth is going to go from 54 to 40. That's actually losing 14 mana per level. That's quite big. That also hits his mirror mana damage as well. Illaoi base AD going down by 3. Mana growth is going down by 10, okay? Jax cooldown 180 to 110 to 90, negligible. R active damage 150 to 350 to 100 to 250. That is a big nerf on his lethal range when he would end up looking for it in lane. But again, all of these things are for the most part, they're extremely negligible because it's not changing a whole lot about the champion. Mordekaiser E damage just getting nerfed for literally no reason. 0.2 AP ratio off it, my god. So in addition to losing 10 off the base, it's also losing 0.20 in the event that you hit it. Mordekaiser is just such a sad champion now in so many ways. It's so rare that there's actually spots that exist where you can pick him. Poppy base AD 64 to 60. Level 1 attack speed is going up, however. So that is interesting, but yeah, still a nerf overall. Seraphine QAP ratio down by 0.1. Shen passive shield is cooldown going up by 1 second. Passive CD refund is also going up by half a second. R shield is going to go down by, going up by 130 at rank 3. It's going down by 70 at rank 2. The first one doesn't really matter, and the bonus HP doesn't also really matter if you're playing the Enchanter Shen type build. Now, one of the things that I will say about this is apparently the Enchanter Shen type build now just starts building Heartsteel. So rather than just going Bommies into Redemption and doing all that other type of stuff, you can go Heartsteel, I think in some cases, depending on how early game is flowing, and then you can go Redemption, and then you can go, Solari, Moonstone, etc. And then you can go from there. Lilia, armor growth is going down by 0.7. Monster heal is also going to just now be flat, and that's terrible. Okay, so Lilia can... did I not read this? Lilia, did I not read this? That's very painful. Sylas, health growth 129 to 122, so he's losing 7 per level. It's actually quite big. He's going to lose about an auto attack on first reset, which is quite nice for people in against him. Syndra W damage is being nerfed, even though we have seen that she's not actually competitively viable at the highest levels of play, which does feel a little bit bad, outside of, like, unless you have a god playing her and then the spot, calls for it. Udyr R damage is going down. This is one of the most disgusting champions in the game, so it's nice to see that he is finally being nerfed a little bit. RR monster cap, 60 plus 400% AP plus 800% bonus AD to 80 to 400 level scaling. Interesting, okay. The R damage going down as much as it did does feel very painful. But yeah, okay. Champion adjustments. Movement speed on Maokai is going up. Base HP is also going up by 30. E movement speed based on, what? E movement speed based on boots, okay, that's totally fine. These are buffs for Maokai jungle. But definitely Maokai top takes them as well. Cassante Q damage 80 to 270 to 190. RE dash speed 950 plus MS to 1250 plus MS. Okay, whatever. Barrier is getting nerfed for literally no reason. Side lane minion movement speed. So this obviously affects your ability to now do roams. So, post first reset and stuff, shoving waves and trying to do roams and stuff like that is going to be now a little bit easier for the mid lane champions. Smite targeting, forgiveness, epic monster, forgiveness, okay. Opportunity, attack damage is going up by 5, movement speed, however, is going to 0. Preparation is going to 11 and 7, and Rectrix is now pickaxe plus longsword. So, I think for it feels a little bit weird. You lose the 4% movement speed, which is like magical boots plus a little bit, which feels really bad. I don't think that you actually care about the 5 AD and the 1 extra lethality that you get in exchange for that MS. I think the MS is actually more valuable because it allows you to cheese and power items. Attack damage on Youmuus is going down, but now Youmuus is getting the passive MS. So now when you end up having both of them, you'll have 1 more lethality. Congratulations. So, okay, static Shiv. Price is going to go down by 200, 80 down by 10, attack speed down by 10%, electrocute, 60 damage, 85 to minions, monsters, etc. Static is electric shock 270 to, oh, Jesus, okay. Yuntal's Wild Arrows is now going to go up by 50 gold. Pickaxe, Noon Quiver, Pickaxe plus Noon Quiver to BF Sword, Slingshot, Longsword, AD down by 10. New 25% attack speed is very nice. Crit is going to go away. 0.2 crit chance on attack up to 25%, okay. New Flurry on attacking enemy champion, gain 30% attack speed for 4 seconds, 40-second cooldown, -1 on hit, -2 on crit. Serrated Edge is removed. We're going to have to look at this item when it actually does finalize and debut in the patch notes, but overall, I mean, I do think that this could end up start becoming a first item for certain AD carries that obviously really like attack speed and utilize crit very well. All in all, a pretty nothing burger patch outside of, the items, I guess. The Yuntal and the sideline minion, I mean, that stuff's good. Udyr getting tagged is quite big. Everything else, pretty non-existent, and that is actually it for the patch preview. So we'll see what ends up making it next week, and then I will see you guys obviously for finals tomorrow, and yeah, that's how it goes.